Worked example 8 says, consider the probability density function P, where, and you can read this stuff here, P of x equals, well, I just rubbed it off, 1 over 20. They give you a domain, P of x equals 0 otherwise, and then they say, okay, A and B, find expected value. We're going to find this guy. Okay, so that's revision from yesterday. And then part B, we're then going to move on to this. We're going to try and find out variance. Okay, so let's rehearse this because you need the expected value. Can you see the mu here and the mu here? You need expected value to find out variance. So let's go ahead and do this. So for part A, okay, this is the function P of x equals 1 over 20, and it's defined between 25 and 45. Yeah, 25 and 45. Okay. Now I know this is still reasonably fresh in our minds, so thankfully we've got it written here, right? Here's our formula for finding out expected value. So let's go ahead and work out what it is. Expected value equals, I'm going to integrate across my entire domain. So that's 25 to 45. That's what was defined for us. And then I'm going to go put an extra x in and then multiply by the function, right? Now here's the function, 1 over 20. When I multiply that guy by an extra x, it just becomes x over 20. Okay, that's not too bad, right? I can handle this. So the primitive of x on 20 is x squared on 40. Very good. And then maybe you're already getting to your calculator. What we're going to do is we're going to substitute in our upper and lower boundaries. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to factor out that 40 because I'm lazy and don't want to evaluate it twice in my calculator. Here comes the upper boundary, here comes the lower boundary, and then you're going to get some number out of this, okay? Now, what I want you to do, just to be really sneaky, right? I don't want you to hit equals on your calculator yet. Go ahead and punch in all the numbers, but before you hit equals, I just wonder if you can think about, like, can we make a prediction about what the answer should be before we get there? Because I had a maths teacher who taught me, always guess. Always guess before you get an answer, because either you'll be right and you'll be like, yes, I'm the bomb, right? Or you'll be wrong and then you learn something, okay? So think about this. Have a look at your probability density function. We even just referred to this about 5 minutes ago. What kind of probability density function is this? Uniform. It's uniform. Very good. Like it's the exact number I chose before. It's 1 over 20 all the way. Every outcome, 25, 26, 27 and a half, everything in my domain is equally likely. Now remember, expected value is the same as the mean, right? So if all the values have the same likelihood, and you're allowed to go between 25 and 45, where do you expect the mean to be in your distribution? It should be right smack bang in the middle at 35, right? Go ahead and hit equals and tell me. It's 35, right? Yeah, see, I told you, you're like, oh, I feel awesome, okay? And if you got something different, that's fine. You're like, oh, okay, now I see why, okay? All right, so, stay with me, year 12. Part B. We've got our mean, we've got our expected value. Now we're going to use that guy to find out variance. Now, before we write down anything, we have to make a decision. Which one of these are we going to use? Now, remember I told you, this is the specific example. It's like, oh, my function is nice and easy. I can go via the hard way because what I've got here, even though it's the hard method, because the probability density function going into it's not that bad, I can use it, okay? So let's have a go. I'm going to do this top line for this particular situation, okay? So I'm going to write down variance equals, here comes my integral. Where am I integrating from? 25 to 45, it's the whole domain, 25 to 45, okay? Then here comes the difference from the mean. It's whatever scores you have, take away whatever we just worked out the mean was, which was 35. That thing gets squared. We're squaring it because we're interested in the magnitude, not which way it's facing, okay? And then I have to multiply by 1 over 20 because that's the probability density function, 1 over 20 dx. Okay, now from here, like I said before, you're like, oh, now I'm in calculus mode, okay? So you could probably take over from here, but just for the sake of time, let's have a go at this together, okay? The 1 over 20, just a constant coefficient, so I'm going to chuck it out the front. That leaves you with x minus 35 all squared. Now if you wanted, you could expand it, and then you could integrate term by term. But you don't need to. Look at it. we have knowledge that can integrate directly from this form. What can we do? Yeah, Shambhavi? We can do reverse chain rule here, right? We can look at this inside derivative, right? You're like, oh, inside derivative, it's just 1. So I'm going to divide by 1, nothing happens, right? I deal with the outside, it's a squared thing. So the squared is going to turn into a 3. And then you have to divide by your new power, right? For what it's worth, I also divided by the inside derivative, but doesn't change anything. So is that okay? And then I go from 25 to 45, okay? Now this point here, I'm also going to factorize that 3 out, so I'll have 1 over 60. In fact, I'll write this down, but it's sort of just calculator work from here. 1 out of 60, what am I going to get in here? 45 take away 35. Last I checked, that was 10. 25 take away 35, that's going to be negative 10, right? 10 cubed is 1,000. Negative 10 cubed is negative 1,000. So 1,000 plus 1,000, that's 2,000. Tell me if you get 2,000 on 60, which is 200 on 6, which is 100 on 3. Is your calculator telling you? What's that? 33 and a third. 33 and a third? Someone's calculator, please make me feel better.
Sorry, I'm very confused.
Okay, which part are you confused?
How you got those final answers?
These here?
Yeah.
I did a lot of stuff in my head. I'll grant you that. What was I doing? Okay, a few things happened at once. So,
Oh, never mind, I see it now.
first thing that happened was the 3 and the 20. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next thing that happened was I started to put in my 45 and my 25 in there.
Okay.
So this guy's 45 take away 35.
Yeah, I was just
Yep.
wondering where that 3 on the denominator went, and then I realized.
Yeah, it came out the front. Okay, did I get there? 33 and a third? Someone please make me feel better. 100 over 3, which is 33 over a third. Okay, fantastic.
Do you have like a bracket, a square bracket that's just lonely?
Oh yeah, I meant to have a square bracket there as well. I'll make it feel slightly less lonely. How's that? Is that better? Okay. All right. So this is 33 and a third. That's our variance. Now the question, you can see on the worked example, the question doesn't ask this, but I kind of feel your brain should always go in this direction anytime you get asked a question like this. If you've got variance, standard deviation is just the square root of that. So just go ahead, just for the sake of interest, right? Go to your calculator, hit square root, answer, what do you get?
Wait,
What do you get? Square root of this. This is variance, right? So this is sigma squared. 5.7735 ... I assume. Okay? So if you wanted to know what the standard deviation is, it's that. Okay?